a shame if anything like that happened in something this high profile.
Actually, as you say that, they are already up finally, so we are going to get this match underway. Round 1 of Velvet Room vs. Team Dynasty happening right now. First half, and Dragon, you can take this away. Actually,
40% tank.
Tank's,
Straight up.
yeah, Tank's actually coming in right away here, so it's going to be up for Dynasty. And what do you want to do with this, Survivor or Infected?
Let's head over to Infected.
Let's do just that.
Do one in a second then.
Let's play without once.
Ready?
Without, yeah, I'm ready. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Oh, what? I was glitched on the stone.
I'm stuck.
Hello. Stuck
Yeah,
in the
Yeah,
tree.
me too.
What the hell?
Shoot
Is
me.
the plugin not working or what? I can't choose rocks.
What's stuck there?
You
think
gotta hold R. Hold.
I did, but nothing happened. No, I hold R and it's overhead only low.
Press M2 then.
Also,
What? Press M2? You throw rocks with M2, dude. What the fuck? Now this is a different rock. How?
Are they using the European style, I think? Like we
we
always
have to
do.
go. Have to go probably.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Right, then save from at the moment.
Is there coming hard if I land that boom?
I'm not sure.
Try to land the boom, yeah, sure, do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait. I will try from this.
Boom is pretty shit here. Just waste one aside at a time, it's still first pop.
Okay. I will go.
Try to go on boomer. Took the one before they cut
That's fucking bullshit. Like seriously. Oh my god.
Go under now.
Oh, close.
Okay, wait for last one.
Don't. You should drop in, like in the back of them and push them forward to the corner, not back to the safe room.
Alright.
You should go right now. Go,
should
go,
go,
go. Push them
go,
forward. Push them forward.
Wait. They don't have a spawn yet.
Push them in
What's
front,
there?
dude.
25
Drop,
frame,
drop,
let's go.
drop. No.
Drop.
Push them in front. Push them in front.
Wait.
Wait.
Wait for in-cap. Help him.
Okay. Nice, one up here. One
Clear.
up here.
Got cleared.
So fuck.
Good,
Wait.
second.
And we are back from that first tank that was in the hands of Dina for Team Dynasty, and actually quite a bit of damage coming out there onto the survivors. A full incap out onto Dust, and he actually still hasn't been picked up. Actually, he's dead. They can't even get to him.
Wow, what a punch.
Wow.
I was about to say that, I mean, Velvet Room looked like they've got a lot of help coming out of that, but the survivor right there is dead. They cannot get to him. So, I mean, if he had stayed down there, I actually thought that would be a major win for Velvet Room, because I've seen tanks before in that area, and usually they take the back cliff, where they've got line of sight them all day for rock tank.
Indeed, they're actually...
Double boom.
Nice double charge going out just as well. Spit will land out onto Alice, I believe, and Alice can take a little bit of spit damage. Unfortunately, he did miss the guy that was charged. But that's still going to be a full incap out. Actually, not even full incap. I guess Alexi was sitting at probably full health. And a beautiful level going out there by Dole out onto the charger to shut that finally down. But I can't believe that's actually a death out onto Dust. I didn't even notice I got punched all the way up there.
He must have been up there by the momentum of being punched up the cliff. Like, he got punched so hard and so far that he just, like, scaled up the cliff and just landed there.
Well, that is, in fact, the first me. I haven't seen that in all the scrims I've done of this in the past 2 days. So that's pretty interesting to me. But yeah, we're going to see Velvet Room trying to make it through this map now with only 3 people. The possibility of a Tricap is real. Tricap coming right now. Smoker lands on the Alice, but it does get cut. And Alexi does manage to eat that pounce there a little bit. Jockey's still going out, managing to land, actually not managing to land on anything. I thought he was going to get onto the Nick there for a second.
And there goes Dust, dead. But, I mean, I'm actually surprised that Dynasty allowed them to sort of get that far. If only Dana had positioned himself at the back cliff, he could have played Rock Tank almost forever. They wouldn't have had any other choice but to try and either push ahead, try and LOS them at a really bad angle, or, you know, just basically stay, you know, at the back in the safe zone where the tank had infinite LOS. There wasn't really a lot of options for survivors, but fortunately for them, Dana chose the best thing they could have hoped for.
Yeah, he pushed right in, but once again, I'm just really surprised he managed to get that kill onto Dust. That was a little of a freak thing, but we're having another Tricap coming in. Smoking to pull out on Alexi. Hunter does get shut down prematurely, though. And trying to go for the death charge, but actually gets shut down there by Nick. Nice clear there by Dole, saving Alexi.
Yeah, I mean, that charge was kind of half chipped already, so with 2 survivors still up and still shooting their guns, that was an easy clear for them.
Indeed, we will have the survivors coming up here to the witch, and it should be a fairly easy crown with the SI down, only to smoke her up. And indeed, Dole turns it into just that.
This is actually a pretty damn good effort considering they've only got 3 survivors left. They lost quite a bit of bonus, but I mean the main thing is just making the distance when you're 1 survivor down.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to see the rest of that side working in here. Nice double cap, and that's going to make Ellis in a bit of a pickle right here. And he actually gets stuck in the spit with the boom. Nice, beautiful boom. And that almost resulted in an in-cap out onto Ninja. That would have been a tri-cap in some manners. But regardless, Dole will go down with the jockey, leading him up in the front. And the other 2 survivors are in the back. Actually, Ellis will take a down as the jockey scratches him. And Dole's actually going to die here. I'm looking at his health, and it's going down pretty fast. And he's reloading. He is dead, actually. And then there were 2. So definitely a strong first round coming out here. I mean, it's not over yet. Dynasty can still very much wipe Velvet Room here. But definitely a strong showing in the first, 3/4 of the map here by Dynasty. Let's see if they can finish off here before they make it to the safe room now. Hunter is spawned up with a boomer spit to do support. Hunter gets shut down after...
Safe room door.
Hunter actually tried to wall kick off the door and it got closed in his leg.
Oh, that was quite a long crowbar there by Ellis on the charger.
Indeed, I mean, it's just those pings come into effect, most likely. But yeah, Ninja's going to take it down from the comm, and that will put him over into the black and white zone, but with the safe from about 20 feet away, I really don't expect them to wipe here anymore.
Well, there is a jockey, and a couple seconds away, they'll have more spawns.
Ooh, jockey does land on Alice, and that's going to be another death. Alexi could actually get... Actually, he's going to die off here. I was going to say, if Ninja doesn't die, which obviously he's black and white, so he's going to die. But if he actually just took it down, Alexi could have gotten, charge if one of the charges went up against the wall and just, hit it. Regardless, it does 2 points of damage if you stumble a survivor. Just a little FYI. Just for those of you that don't know. But yeah, so a pretty nice score coming out there by Velvet Room. 402 points exactly for distance. Really, there was no health bonus to talk about. It was probably like, what, 3? 2 points of health bonus. So yeah, definitely not worth it. But at least they made it somewhat to the safe room. They got the distance that they could after the death, of course.
Yeah, I think both teams are still a bit in shock about that punch that happened. Mind you though, if that punch hadn't happened, then that could have been a major bonus for Velvet Room right at the end of that safe room. I don't think they would have even had the issues that they had with just 3 survivors remaining.
Definitely. So definitely, once again, a big play coming out from the tank, aka I believe it was Dina, and really just saved his tank right there. We'll be live here with the second half. Dynasty over on Survivor. Velvet Room over unaffected. First attack coming in. Charger gets the nice double charge. Spitter's not going to land onto it, though. He split a little bit too early and kind of misjudged it. But there is still a smoker up, but it looks like he's going to just run out and save, or he might actually go in and die. It is AI, so it's just going to run and die. It doesn't know no better.
It seems like the tank is going to go on the spot that I was talking about.
Yeah, this is what I expected Dynasty to do, but they didn't. But yeah, which war room would you like to send this over to? Actually, should we? Because they're just going to play this tank out really long. Like, this is going to be a really long tank if they don't LOS correctly.
I suppose we can keep it here for the time being until we see something major, then we can do it.
Yeah.
Charger coming in, Jockey trying to be getting M2, Smoker coming in from front, far away from everyone else.
I think what a lot of teams...
This is what I was talking about. You see here, I mean, he's still got 65% frustration, and he only just has to sit there.
Yeah, but... And then you have the survivors kind of half LOSing, half not. It's like, you guys gotta, talk to each other, be like, alright, nobody peek, and make sure nobody peeks to LOS. I think what a lot of teams also haven't been able to figure out, though, is the 3 trees inside the safe room to the left. You can hide in that, and you're not in safe room, and you can LOS the tank hardcore behind those trees. But with Boomer going and getting a single boom out onto Nick, I don't think the tank's going to commit off that. I mean, they're in the safe room. He might just start throwing rock smoke here now. Yeah, he's going to do it.
He might have a bit of difficulty throwing those rocks though through the side of the posts and the trees. Yeah, he's having to try to get them over the side of the wall.
Yeah, you have to stand a little bit further back from the wall to actually throw them over. So first pause of the game coming out here for our own Brev. Actually, no, it was Zombie Man that paused because Brev crashed. No Steam log on. I don't know why that happens on this map. It seems like the whole campaign it happens, though. It's not like this first map.
Yeah, Dana warned that there were maybe about something like 5 or 10 pauses or something. He said something like about 10 crashes or something in scrim they did earlier.
Double blaming me. But yeah. And we are actually going to be a little alive again here. I guess Dana or Brev managed to get his game back up, and hopefully he doesn't crash again with no Steam log on. So Tank is up in the hands of Ninja for Vroom, and he's just going to keep LOSing here, just, keeping his rage, and they're in the safe room so he doesn't have to look at them at this point. But now they are out, so he's going to have to maintain that eye contact.
They are LOSing him slightly, down to 50%.
Yeah, that's definitely not enough.
Oh, there's going to be a rock here. Oh, he manages to keep the rock. That's key. There is a boom at the back and a jockey too. But what a key skeet from Zombie Man. That looked like it was going to be such a certain rock with 2 caps, but he kept his cool, kept his patience, and he just looked for that rock even before saving his teammate in front.
Indeed. So survivors are kind of LOSing, but at the same time they have that horde trickling in, so they have to deal with it. They just can't let it just linger around and get in their ways, of course. But there will be another attack coming here. Survivors do manage to get out of the safe room once again, finally though. But Tank lost 0 rage off of that last hit to this hit. Another attack coming in. Nice double cap with the smoker and charger and Hunter Lance as well. So it's gonna be a brief tri cap, very brief.
It was a nice attack, but the Tank timed his rocks entirely wrong. He wasn't able to get anything on that.
Indeed. Now the survivors are LOSing him. Oh, actually, no, they only got 5% off. He managed to get off to the side there and actually reignite that little LOS that you saw. And survivors really...
Yeah, I was about to say, this is really testing their patience here, because they're having to move, from side to side, try and get little bits of LOS, try and block the tanks from the line of sight, trying to chip them a bit as well, and they've only taken about 800 chip off of them.
We will have the attack trying to initiate here. Smoker misses the pull out on the coach, and they're going to be all the way back in the safe from here, kind of nullifying the whole SI attack. That boomer did manage to miss the boom. Actually, no, it didn't even boom yet, but there goes the boom. Now it misses, and Smoker is going to get chased down and killed. Rock going and actually hits the side of the bridge yet again, so nothing coming from that. Yeah, I mean, if survivors really want to LS them, they could just hide by that tri-tree. Once again, I think this is what a lot of teams haven't figured out yet. This little tri-tree, I don't know if you can see what I'm looking at, Dragon, but on my stream they can. This tri-tree right here, you can just hide behind and LOS them pretty much entirely.
Yeah, I see which one you mean. Having said that, there's quite a bit of chip now, actually. They've brought him down to about 75% of his health remaining, 76% on the HUD.
Yeah, but I mean, he's still sitting at a really nice health, 4,500, 30% rage on first pass, so he's not really hurting. Nice double boom going out, though, and Hunter does manage to land onto coach. And that rock barely...
That was so close.
Yeah, another rock.
Zombie Man skiing that one.
Zombie Man checking who the MVP is right now. He's like, gotta keep these stats up.
Yeah, he's got quite a bit of a very sore habit for that.
And survivors are actually changing up right now. Dynasty is actually going to move up into the little tunnel underneath them. But another pause comes out. Not sure why. Now Dolmite has actually... Wait, Dolmite wasn't tank. No, Ninja's tank. I was going to say that could be actually pretty detrimental. But so now Dolmite is suffering from the no Steam logon bug. And he just logged back into Left Dead 2. So we're going to see him rejoin shortly.
I'm wondering if the tank is actually able to clip the survivors from that angle. I mean, if he curves it just right on a downward angle, it could be possible, but I need to sort of flick to his view to see just how he's lining it up. I got a feeling the survivors are taking a bit of a gamble there. I'm not sure that car's even hittable. I don't think it is, but...
No, there's no hittables back here. I don't think, because you can actually go pretty far deep into that tunnel, I don't think you can actually get the curve rock unless he jumped down on the upper part of that tunnel, the little overhang. Then he might be able to curve, do an underhand into it, but... other than that, I think they're okay. The big risk here, though, is since they're all in that little tunnel, and there's only one way out of that tunnel, and it's really narrow, Tank could just drop in and, push into their faces. It's like quads for days. But we are going to be going live again, once again here. Ninja takes a lot of chip there, actually. 700 chip. So he's definitely turned this into a long tank. He's not going to be able to push in with this much health. Attack coming here. Charger does land onto Rush and can get 1 pound off of it. So that will be 25 damage out onto her. And Rock might land. No, gets skied there by Coach. So nice shot. And yet another pause coming out from Vroom. Let's see who crashed this time. Actually, nobody crashed. Maybe it was just a preemptive. Somebody's going to crash. Let's just pause it.
Now they're pushing forward. This is interesting. Although the Smoker just committed himself on his own and lost his spawn. There's only a jockey up with a ready spawn about a few seconds away from dusting what he's got. I'm a bit surprised by this call, to be honest. They're deciding to push up and the tank's still got a major aerial advantage.
Yeah, I mean, up here he can just toss rocks down the survivors for days, and actually that rock completely missed. A little bit of misplay there by Ninja, but I mean, his tank still has 3100 HP. The survivors are on 1 bleeding. It just popped another set of pills. That's going to be 2 pills down. Jockey working his way, gets dead stop and shot down. Hunter's still working his way, and they're up on the cliffs. Goes for a huge GP, misses though, and Hunter will be shut down, so tank is fresh out of all SI support, and now he's in a bit of a pickle.
Wow, he's in very dangerous. This could be a no-hitter.
Yeah, I mean, survivors might... Now dust crashed. Just saying.
Yeah.
But
yeah, 2.8k health remaining, 10% frustration, no spawns up. He's just having to be forced to keep line of sight, and even if he takes chip, it's wow. If it was Michael, I'd probably say just let it go AI.
I mean, if you do that, though, you risk the survivors just rushing the rest of the level, because there's not all that much dangers. I mean, there's obviously going to be 2 SI hits up on the mountain, the little walkway up there. But, I mean, other than that, you know, I don't think the tank really would have all that much like time to actually catch up to the survivors and really impact anything. I think if the survivors do keep running, he should probably think about bringing a car with him. But we will be going live once again here. And Ninja is still just, you know, hanging out in the back, down to 2754 health. And Survivor's just going to hold up inside the little basement here, and if the SI do not support him the moment upon entrance, yeah, they have to support this tank right away if they want anything to happen here. Tank will work his way in. They got to go. Tank's already dead. They waited a little bit too long. Charger gets leveled. Boomerang gets a nice quad out onto all 4 survivors, and Smoker has really nothing to work on, so he's probably just going to hold for the next attack, if anything.
That was so superbly handled by Dynasty. I mean, they were so close to eating a few rocks like early on just by the safe zone, but they managed to do it well enough. Managing to ski the rocks, which was Zombie Man's job. He did that well when necessary. Ninja had a couple of opportunities, but he just missed by a few inches with those rocks that were really close. Dynasty decided to make the call forward. Dealt with the tanks pretty easily at the end there inside that little room.
Indeed, and it should be interesting to see what Coach does here, if he's going to go for this draw crown or just a straight up, you know, kneel in front of her and shoot her in the face type deal.
Well, Velvet Room needs something huge here just to equalize the score. They've got a Smoker, a Jockey, Charger. They can definitely do it, but Dynasty decided to be safe over the Witch by drawing it from afar and running right the way back. They don't even want to take the risk of a death charge happening while dealing with the Witch. Who's she actually going for? Oh, she's going for Rochelle, but they managed to kill her just before she can reach her.
Well, and feel free to keep talking. I'm just trying to sort something out with the next match coming up.
Yeah, and yes, I actually made the right move there, deciding not to go in with a Witch. They knew they were going to take her back to an easy place to deal with. But, seems like the Jockey is behind the Charger in distance, and the Smoker, I think, is waiting right on the... Is that the Smoker or is that the Hunter? I can't see it so well from an angle. No, sorry, it's a Spitter, sorry. The Smoker is behind. Oh, but the Charger's going to be there. Oh, the Charger went too early there. He wasn't close enough to Zombie Man. That was close. They almost could have eaten a death charge there, but they just managed to survive it. The Charger went a little bit too soon. If he just ran forward a bit, he probably would have got that. But I think he was a bit pressured because it was all or nothing, and he probably could have got shot down quickly. But having said that, Dynasty make it with full distance plus 500 bonus exactly. The witch bonus as well, it gives them a lead of 623 points after map 1.
Indeed, that's quite a massive bonus after the first map. I mean, once again, though, we do have 4 long maps up ahead of us. I don't think there's a single short map on this campaign. They're all like longer than any previous campaign map that we know of.
Well, if you're actually thinking about physical distance, maps 1 and 2 are actually kind of short. It's just the way that the tank fights happen that they're actually made to feel longer than they actually are. Especially with map 2, because it's got that zigzag event as well at the end. If you actually think about it, though, they were actually quite short, the first 2 maps. The 3rd and 4th ones, though, are real endurance ones.
Yeah, I can see that, I guess. Definitely.
Reloading.
Map
Go
5,
ahead.
though, kind of is the shortest finale I've probably ever seen.
Yeah, I think that's worth way too much for the distance that it is. For those of you wondering about the game, table flip for Serious Business, there were actually talks that it might be right now, but unfortunately we have a semifinals match going on right now, and we wouldn't be able to, we don't have the manpower for that right now because Ninja's also playing this game. So I believe we may have to delay that game. It might not be tonight after all. I mean, it wasn't confirmed anyway, but we might have to have that for another night.
Well, obviously for a major match like that, you know, you want everyone to be primed and ready for it. Because that is going to be quite a thriller.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want that match casted. I'm sure Stoopy stands on that same opinion with me. So, we'll work through it. We'll find a time where we can cast it. So, yeah, until then, we are live here in the second map. Dynasty up, once again, about 623 points. First attack coming in. Jockey shut down 100 as match line on Nick, but Nick's going to back right into the safe from there. Yeah, pretty much minimizing all damage. Ooh, taking just a little bit of damage. Actually, more damage than Nick took, and he was in the spit. But yeah, so that'll be the first attack. Pretty much down this boom. We're looking for something here. It gets popped right away upon entrance. And so I was going to keep moving the way through the map here.
Yep, they've got a 45% witch and a 72% tank, which should be around about the event area, I imagine. Like I said, it's a short map. They'll probably only have about 3 or 4 attacks maybe by the time they get to the event. I remember the last time I cast a match on this map, Coach decided to take a random detour into the woods to the left here and ended up eating a cap. I think he almost got killed as well, just because he decided to randomly go in between the trees. There is a charger, but one behind. Hunter coming in, Jockey grabbing Coach a bit. Hunter landing on Rochelle. Charger missed. His spear didn't really land except for a tiny bit of spin on Rochelle. Well defended attack there by Dynasty. I've still got a huge bonus, still going strong.
Definitely. So this tank's going to have to do a lot of work. This tank's going to be way up ahead at the crescendo, though. So we do have a long way to go until we get to her. And I do hear a witch up. There she is. I missed her at first.
Yeah. Well, Dynasty are being a bit hesitant about it, actually. I mean, Zombie Man could have run up and grabbed the crown before the spawns were even ready, but they've kind of given them that little bit of a generosity there now. Yeah,
I'm definitely in the same boat with you as far as that goes, I should say. I could definitely done it.
Awesome. Oh, that was Ellis, sorry. Dana just was standing by the tree. You triggered the witch and got incapped, I think.
Yeah, actually,
and Ellis has been taken far, far away at the front.
Yeah, Coach actually tried to save his teammate Ellis after he got jocked, taking the witch hit. And unfortunately, he missed the crown, and Ellis is going to get down inside the crescendo here. And this could be a death for Ellis. Actually, no, there are 3 people boomed in the back, so Horde will initially go for them. But now the Common will start latching on to Ellis. Yeah, there they go. Common are going to start attacking Ellis here. They have to clear him fast if they want him to stay alive. There is still a jockey up. Spitter is also coming up right now. And we should see another attack initiating very soon here. Really nice hit there by Vroom. Exactly what it needs. Nice single charge going out onto Rochelle. And that's going to be a bit of damage going out. And Ellis is actually pretty close to dying. He's about quarter way down on health, but I believe all the SI are down now.
They might actually be able to get back up. It looks so unlikely, but just managed to do it. It's a very drastic situation though for Dynasty because they've lost so much bonus after dealing with that witch, and I would say dealt with it kind of poorly. I can't really say what Dana was doing, standing by a tree on his own and not acknowledging the jockey that spawned behind him. And that jockey was up for like about 5 seconds as well, so he could have easily heard it and responded to it, but decided not to.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't know why, but well.
Yeah, that was a pretty big hit. I'm not too sure what happened. I don't know why they didn't just go for the crown initially, but they waited and unfortunately didn't play out for them in any way, shape, or form. But now
the tank is up in the hands of, who was it? Alexei.
Yeah, I think we should just hop this right over to a Vroom War Room. See how he does with this tank.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know. Shit, maybe it would have been better. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, fuck, they changed the button. I need that boom. How many?
Nice.
Two. I would go.
Alright, I'm going. Hold the scoop.
Missed. Fuck. I got him.
Got him.
Needs help.
He's clear. Fuck. Yeah, I know. We need to get these caps.
What? Melee on you.
Nice. Nice try.
And we are back. A lot of damage coming out from that tank there in the hands of Alexei 21. Really good SI support as well. And unfortunately, Dynasty is still up though. I mean, I should say unfortunately, but I mean, you're rooting for them. Yeah, I have to stay with my American teams.
I'm actually, believe it or not, I actually am neutral.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm
friends with like a few of them, of course, but I'm always neutral in this regard.
So tank.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually surprised that Alexei didn't really like finish him there along with the support. I mean, with the horde was still raging, they could have easily done that.
We're gonna have a smoke going on in the back onto Brev there. Actually gets cut immediately though. Charger has spawned up next to the tree. Looking for that charge, misses completely. Hunter misses his DP, and Hunter will land onto Elsa for a brief moment, getting about 1 tick of damage onto him. But Dynasty could make this safe room, which would be pretty good for them after that, you know, a pretty rough midsection there.
Yeah, I mean, they lost too much bonus with the way they poorly handled the Witch, but they made up for it in a way with the way they so aggressively pushed that tank, especially EU was chasing them with shotgun. And provided nothing goes ill along here, they could actually easily make the safe room, I imagine. It's only just a few yards away.
So Boomer will try and squeeze his big butt into that little vent there, but gets popped and sets off the car alarm. Jockey will land on Nick there and get that down. I believe there is still smoke up. Actually, no, Smoker's also dead, so that will be all SI down for Velvet Room. And they're going to make it into the safe room here. Health bonus is going to be pretty shabby, though, at a 44.
Yeah.
Nice camp
Yeah,
work.
that was pretty damn good. I gotta say, because you wouldn't expect many teams to survive from what they went through with the Witch. Plus a tank during an ongoing event. And then to make it to say, even though they're like such low health, near death on all of them, but I mean, that just extends their lead even more. And the fact that they managed to do that in a high pressure situation like a semi-final match. You know, Dynasty are absolutely geared up for this.
Yeah, I mean, Dynasty came here to play for sure. I mean, they've been scrimming North American teams, I think, all week. If they've actually scrimmed an EU team, I'd be pretty impressed. Or surprised, I should actually say.
Reloading.
Yeah, everyone in chat, just kind of don't worry about the next game. We're handling it. And there's also no need to rip on each other. Just let it go. Everyone's so defensive. But we are going to be live here with the second half of Velvet Room over on Survivor side. This first attack could actually do a lot of damage, but it'll be pretty much up to Jockey himself to initiate this. Going to get one scratch on that door. Burma gets popped immediately, stumbles to Jockey. Hunter just spawned up with him. And Hunter's going to look to actually bust out through. Spitter actually throws a spit into the kitchen there. And unfortunately not really missing the come from. Actually a lot of damage on the Dulles. He does get dropped down by the Jockey into the kitchen again. And so actually quite a bit of damage. Definitely more than we saw Dynasty take.
It wasn't that like huge in terms of damage, but it was still more than what Dynasty suffered. But I mean, you know, they're still all strong and healthy, so I imagine the Velvet Room will probably handle the Witch better than Dynasty did. But we'll just have to wait and see how that happens.
Yeah, I mean, after this next attack, they could pretty much just man mode up and just push the Witch. Actually, this is a pretty early hit, so they might not be able to do that. But Charger Hunter working their way in. Hunter does land on Nick. Spitter goes down onto Nick. He's not getting clear, and there's going to be a lot of damage out onto Dust because that was a late clear. And, yeah, pretty much evens his health up with Dole's, as they're both sitting at 70, 71 exactly right now. And Rochelle is going to start beasting forward here, trying to get to that Witch, get the easy crown. And, I mean, if they can get the easy crown, this tank is also relatively easy, actually. If you do take him all the way back to the gas station, though, the Horde will not stop. And I mean, once that tank is dead, it's like in full force. It's like, yo, we're here.
I actually wouldn't, for the sake of like avoiding the cars, because if you get stuck in commons or held up by a double cap or a tri-cap, he only needs just one car to land, and that'll be it. So Velvet Room are being a little bit more cautious than Dynasty were. Coach is just clearing comms side to side. There's a Charger waiting by the car that the Witch is sort of behind.
Yeah, this could actually be pretty big. They have a good setup for this, depending if that Boomer can actually land or not. There is one SI way in the back. Yeah, it is a jockey in the back. I'm not too sure what he's thinking of doing. But, I mean, depending on how this Witch mechanic or pathing would actually work, they could probably shoot her and she'd climb that log that the survivors are on. All they would have to do is fall behind it and she'd climb over, and it's like a free shotgun blast by Dust. But we have the attack coming in here. Jockey does... Actually, Jockey...
Oh, what a pause.
That was a hell of a pause, and for some reason it was Dynasty who paused it, and they're saying Dean crashed. Dina, okay. So no log-on for Dina. A little unfortunate, I guess, as Dina was the... Actually, no, he's logging a game. He's blocking my HUD for me. He was the Smoker, so Smoker is, I think, going to die? It should die. If not, it's going to be an AI Smoker, which isn't going to leave it all that much because there is a delay from when an AI Smoker sees you and from when it pulls you. It's like a silly 4-second delay or something.
Mm.
So I think
the thing is, the attack's going in now, and the Witch hasn't even been triggered, so I feel like Velvet are going to handle this attack pretty well, and then have free reign to just crown the Witch with no hassle.
Definitely. My chat's just like, what? That pause. It's not like Velvet Room paused it though, so it wasn't all that, you know, bad. But Charger gonna take Dust way back. Unfortunately, there's a spitter, but so Charger will get cleared after getting that initial 10 damage out onto Nick there. And this should be an easy clown now with all the easy crown now with all the SI down. Rochelle going for it. She's gonna man up. She's gonna get that crown, and that will be another Witch down by the hands of Dolomite.
I was wondering when Nick was looking so red, and I just realized it's 3.6. And I just remembered.
Reloading.
So yeah, this tank is definitely be the turning point of this map, if anything. If they can make it past this tank, the rest of the map's like a piece of cake. But they can't fall back, because if they do, the Horde never stops. And I hope they do know that. If they don't, then they could be in for a rude awakening if they decide to run all the way back.
They're probably going to have to go back at least to this part where they're standing right now for the tank.
Yeah, I mean, you can...
Unless...
Another pause. Now Zombie Man crashed. I think it's literally something, if you're like jumping or crouching when you spawn in, you crash. Because it's not the survivors who crash, it's always the SI. It's weird. I've noticed if I crouch when I spawn, like if I'm already holding crouch or space, I crash. So I don't know if that has something to do with it. Who knows? But yeah, another pause coming out.
The only time I remember ever crashing was when it's something, I think, a type of glitch with the splitter when you're about to get tanked, but we'll explain it another time. It got spawns up with a Smoker and a Hunter, and we're about 10 seconds away now with the other two spawns, so Velvet will have a chance to make some distance here and try and trigger the tank, but they're being very slow about their movement.
Actually, I do have an announcement to make right after this tank, but let's just focus on this for right now. And boom, we'll get a nice double boom out onto survivors, and tank should actually just push in right along with this, as the spit is kind of holding the survivors forward here. But tank's actually going to opt to climb up on the roof, but he's going to drop in there onto Rochelle. Yeah, he's going to go, and let's just go and toss us right over to Dynasty. Yes, exactly.
We gotta help him,
Help him right now.
Behind.
I got coach.
Incap him.
I got coach.
Go around the corner, go for the rock, go for
Per
rock.
rock. Like there. It's good.
Go Chuck,
Nice,
incap
watch.
this one guy, incap this one guy.
Nice.
Nice last guy.
Oh, no arm. Pull him,
Because more wait.
A little excitement going on there in Team Dynasty's War Room. The Smoker could have the possibility of ending it right here. Jockey kind of banned him out. Actually, Coach does actually stop the pickup to actually shoot the Jockey who didn't have a charge up. But Smoker does go out onto Coach, and if they don't kill the Smoker, it could be the end of the round right here. I can't see the Smoker's health.
Just need to chip a bit more.
Smoker's down to 119, 62, 31. He might die. Oh, he could get the incap.
It wasn't enough.
So that will be an incap out on the Coach, ending the round for Domite, or Velvet Room in general. 386 distance points coming off that map for them. So now they're pretty much at half the total score that Dynasty's sitting at. That's pretty big.
It is, but don't forget, I mean, we've got maps 3, 4, and we've got the finale. The shortest, like, finale perhaps in this tournament with, like, huge points on the board for it.
And yeah, as a Stoopy did say in chat, the next match literally has to happen right now. I'm not too sure what happened. I know they were aiming for 10 or 10:30 tonight Eastern, but I guess somehow it got pushed up to now. So that's unfortunate, but
Oh, whoa.
yeah, I'm not too sure what happened there.
Well, I mean, if they're still playing, I mean, perhaps we can sort of, like, jump in on their action, I imagine.
Well, they said that Jacob is going to be streaming it, so if you guys want to see Jacob stream, I believe his URL is twitch.tv/Jacob404, like O as in 0. So I believe that is the link, don't quote me on it. If it is wrong, though, you can head over to WatchL4D.com, and his stream should be listed on there, so if it's live, just go ahead and click on it, and it'll obviously bring you to it. My voice is going out. But yeah, I mean, if Jacob's casting it, I don't think we should jump in on that. We should just let him do his thing. But yeah, we're going to be going live with the third map of Detour Ahead.
Oh, this early tank.
Yeah, that's incredibly early. This tank is an absolute monster. I actually had to do a scrim against this yesterday, and it was not fun. The big thing about this early tank is when you actually hop off the fire escape, there's a little horde that does spawn. It's like a mini crescendo almost, and so that's going to be coming in when this tank is coming in, and it's really it's just not fun because it's uncalled for horde, and it's just a mess. But we have the attack coming here as the Chargers do, as the survivors push out. Nice double cap, Smoker and Hunter both landing in the spit with the 2 survivors, and actually it's going to get quite a lot of damage out onto the survivors. Tank is not spawned up yet, but he should be very shortly. And so I was going to push away into the little warehouse here. I'm going to go ahead and bring up my spec gun for you guys. And actually, there is the tank finally. Up in the hands of Domite for Velvet Room. And what kind of war room are you feeling?
Let's try it for a survivors for a change, because there's still a few comms coming, and it might be a tricky situation for them.
Indeed, let's do right, or head right to it.
Above us, in the windows.
Pounced. Zombie. Nice.
Hide
Can
inside
see
here.
us?
Oh, hey, get up.
Oh.
I think you can see us. Get inside here. Then.
Okay, yeah. Don't look through the window then, zombie.
Shipping him.
Come closer.
Yeah, he's above here. He
Let's
can
just-
see us. He
let's
can
go.
see us. They have a boomer now. Watch out.
Shot, yeah.
2 people above us, below here. Just dodge him. One
Oh,
bomb.
what?
Okay.
Let's go in. Let's go in. I got punched. Hunter on me. Someone can see
I
me.
have to.
I have the horde and everything.
Okay. I'm fine.
Okay, I'm in cap. He's here. He's here. Around the box here.
Can't see.
Perfect. He's still here. He can't get out here. He can't get out here.
I'm looking up. Oh shit.
Perfect. He's coming. Just. Is he dead?
No.
Okay.
He's dead now.
Nice. Can you pick me up?
And we are back from that war room of Dynasty. Tank did actually a lot of work there for what it was. Good boom to actually calling the horde there. Definitely just, maximizing the amount of horde there. And they're actually going to go ahead and down Dina and get him back up to 30 health before he pops those pills.
Thanks, I owe you one.
Boom going in. Yeah, it was a very interesting tank. I actually think Dynasty could have handled it a bit better, but the thing was that when Nick got separated and hunted, I believe it was Rochelle who tried clearing him and didn't quite do it well enough because she was focusing too much on the smoker, I believe, in the office. I don't know, there was something else she was focusing on. Oh, that charger! Nearly getting someone off the edge, but they just managed to clear it in time. That boomer almost failed by getting a proxy boom on Coach. And on to this next event.
Yeah, that was actually incredibly close to being an in-cap charge, if not a death charge. I believe it's just an in-cap, though. But the other three survivors were running all Uzis, and they had actually all been firing at common in the previous, seconds to that charger hitting. And so they were pretty low on ammo, all three of them, and they actually all started reloading the moment that charger died. Like, I think they all ran out of bullets right then and there, so they're actually pretty lucky they managed to clear that charger.
Seems like survivors are fine with just holding it in the sort of courtyard here. They might even... Oh, they're just waiting for the comments to die down a little bit, and then they'll start moving forward, knowing that there's an attack waiting to happen any second now. Hunter's been caught, though. Charger trying to get a charge landing, but the spit completely missed. Oh, the charger was going to go in one direction, and the spitter completely predicted it in the other way.
Yeah, that would actually been a huge attack if that spit had landed, but once again, unfortunately, it did go completely by his fellow SI. And that's going to give Dynasty a chance to actually find some more pills and continue making their way through the map here with ease.
Yeah, they just really need to find pills more than anything else. That's what's going to get them distance. I don't know how it's going to pan out for them when they reach the ladder chokes, though, with this health.
Definitely, attack is coming here. Charger's trying to get in there. Nice triple boom. Gonna push Rochelle actually off the ladder. And Charger stumbles the Hunter off of Nick there. And Smoker has nothing to do here, pretty much.
I thought that Charger was going to get another punch then, but they just managed to kill it at the last millisecond.
And Dina is down to 1 HP. Let me go ahead and bring up the spec cut. I believe he is only 1 down so far.
Reloading.
Yeah, he's not black and white yet, but he will be with the next in cap.
Indeed, and we should see that coming out fairly shortly. If I were the SI, I'd probably just go for the scratch on him, take the in cap, and then work off of that with the rest of the SI. And they do still have a witch actually to deal with that 78%, so she should be coming up very shortly. Nice boomer going out onto Coach, and we should see the rest of that SI attack working its way in here. Hunter, Jockey, here they come, dropping their way in. Jockey lands onto Else, and Hunter gets skated. Really nice shot there by Brev. And that will be the end of the attack. And survivors are going to actually go and drop down the wooden, or I should say, hole in the wooden floor up ahead.
Yeah, well, they got to just do what's best in terms of getting past this next ladder choke, because I believe that's where Velvet are only saving their next SI for.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really surprised that Dina hasn't gone down yet. She's been at like 1 HP for like 3 attacks now. I mean, pretty much.
Yeah.
When they went
marching on since like the building, at least.
Yeah, I'm actually really impressed. And survivors have finally managed to reach that oh-so-dreaded ladder. This is one of the big choke points in this map. There is another huge ladder later on, and I don't expect the survivors to be making it that far. So this is where Dina will finally get in-capped by her teammate. I'm just saying her because Rochelle's a girl. I think Dina's an actual guy. I believe it is.
Dana is a guy, yeah.
Okay, just making sure. We'll have attack coming in here. Charger managed to get a nice charge. Smoker also manages to hang Coach up there. Boom actually pushes Coach up the ladder.
That's that's a ladder blocking feature to prevent ladder blocking. So the boomer actually pushed to help Coach get up the top.
I just saw Coach like jump all the way to the ceiling. I was like, what? I saw Boomer just come walking up. That was interesting. It's a little darkening, so we're gonna first person.
The smoker was pulling on Coach, who was still like in the whole section of the ladder, and then the boomer just climbed up and helped him get out. It's actually kind of impressive that they're going this far now that Nick is also on 1 HP as his Coach. Oh, but Brev's been tumbled, and that actually is going to be the wipe. That sneaky charger, conniving charger there, just actually stumbled them on the edge, keeping bread in the spit, whilst the rest of his team went to basically scratch or incap the rest of them on low health.
Hey, I need some help over here.
Grabbing the driver.
Indeed, so we are going to see, as Dragon detailed, or I don't even know how to describe that. But as he said, we had a nice wipe going out by Velvet out on the Dynasty. I mean, it was well overdue, though. I think the wipe should have been initiated a little bit earlier there. I'm just getting updates.
They should definitely have incapped like Dana, like from the first time that
happened. Yeah, I can't believe Dana made it that far without any FF or any common, any SI damage. 1 HP limped at I don't know, 50% of the map almost. That was pretty insane.
They should put that in motivational videos from now on, like, you think you know tough, try marching through 3 or 4 SI attacks at 1 HP.
Oh god. So we are going to see Velvet Room over here on Survivor's side for this next half, and we're going to see what they can do here. It's looking pretty good so far. I mean, it definitely looks like they have a plan. I mean, obviously they do. But they're probably, if I'm gonna guess, they're probably gonna run straight down that first set and then jump off. No, they completely proved me wrong. 3 went there, 1 dropped down to the pick and table. Attack is coming. 100 did get that's up against the repounce, and he's gonna be in the spit with a bunch of common onto him. It's gonna be a lot of damage out onto Alexa 21, and he drops all the way down, and he is gonna be slow after that first hit.
Well, without opening an attack, there could easily be a lot more damage. Dynasty did a really good job of preventing any health from being lost. Alexi, though, got caught there with the, as you said, with the cap and the spit.
Yeah, definitely, we're gonna have to.
Interesting though, there's no tank yet. The tank spawned earlier for the survivors, and
yeah, way earlier actually. Where is the tank? Actually, there's no tank. I don't see a tank.
I don't see tank in the HUD. What the fuck is going on?
Dennis saying you went the wrong way. Are they actually gonna attack you? Why are they attacking him? There's not even a tank up.
What?
A little confused. I think this is probably gonna call for a round restart. Or at least for Velvet Room. We went the longer way, it gives points. That's why we had tank earlier. No, I literally don't see tank on the spec HUD. I see survivor progress, no tank.
I don't see it on the spec HUD either, I can't. Just the witch, 78%.
Probably gonna be a half restart. We might have to keep track of what the scores were before this half started, and then replay for Velvet Room. Although that would change up the tank spawn location, so I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna let Stoopy and Zen make the decision.
I think Dynasty scored something like 488 points, but I mean the only way you could even make that fair and keep the 488 points is if you try and give it an actual 16% tank spawn plus the witch, and just play 1 round of this map. But that's going to be tricky to do, and unless the server has the exclamation mark cup function, I don't think they can really do that.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be allowed. Talking to Stoopy, trying to figure out what's he thinking. So let me just throw this onto a first person spec.
Driver here.
Grabbing the club. Hey, some guns here.
So what would that be? Is this like a... Is this a known issue with the map or the campaign? Because I've never actually heard of this part before.
I've never had a tank actually not spawn in Pro Mod. That's interesting.
Ammo here.
So we're gonna pause the game here. I messaged Zen, I also messaged Astupi. I know they're both watching the stream, so I'm sure they're just talking and seeing what's gonna happen. It's probably either gonna be, if the tank really doesn't spawn, it's probably gonna be either a half restart or a full round restart. What are they saying, chat?
Well, you was kind of saying to Velvet that it's their fault because you have to go like that specific route that Dynasty took to trigger the tank. But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if I can even remember seeing the tank on the spec hub before they got to that point.
Alright, so we're gonna do a restart, it seems. I guess there wasn't an official ruling, I believe, but it seems like they want to just do a restart. They just want to get it over with. Maybe Zombie Man has to go because of his internet?
Maybe.
Everyone in chat saying to spawn a tank. It just doesn't work that way. We're not allowed to turn SV cheats on for any reason. And I don't even think you could do that in a versus mode unless you used Archon. But once again, that's not allowed.
Yeah, I mean, if they had the, I can't even remember the command now, but there is a specific command, at least, that's usable on the Hyper-V servers by the admins, where you can manually set the percentage of a tank and the witch. Like, even if there wasn't a tank on the map at all, you could actually just say, okay, I think it's !set underscore tank, and then you just type in the number, but you do it by like a decimal place, like you would with like CL underscore interp. And you can just get a tank to spawn and say, well, like for example, if you wanted to hear at 16%, you'd have set tank at 0.16, I believe. And I think they're waiting on you, Kiss Me, to ready up.
Oh, sorry. Alright, now that I finally ready up, we're going to be going live once again with the second map here, actually. Or the third map, I lied.
And the boss action is happening right away here. I mean, we've got a witch at 11% and a tank at 28%, so still quite a bit of an early tank. But hopefully we can avoid this issue now of going the extra distance inside the beginning warehouse.
Yeah, that was a little unfortunate. I've never, like I said, I've never seen or heard of that happening before. I don't know if anyone else that plays has had it happen or heard of it, but I haven't had the privilege of hearing about that. Yeah, we're going to see Dynasty just kind of baiting out here, trying to clear all the comm they can before actually proceeding down that. The fire safe attack is dropping in here. Charger misses completely. Jockey does land onto Alice. That'll be the only thing. Charger gets 1 punch, 2 punch, 3, 4. 4 big punches on the survivors. One of them might have been Godframe because I believe he was smoked for a second. And then initial Godframes, well, initial pull, there is a couple of Godframes. So that's very much possible. There is a witch spawned up somewhere there, and I believe she is outside. Unless my headset's all messed up.
Oh, I see it. She's in like the wreckage. She's actually like, she's already got her head sticking out of like the brick and the rubble that's on the ground. If you see like the lorry that they drop onto, she's on the right of that. Her head's just like sticking out of the rubble. It looks really retarded.
What? I found her.
See her?
So we all know why she's crying now, because half of a building caved in on her. And so as do see her, they do shoot her.
Free her from the bricks.
Which is angry. She busts out of there. And she's going to go ahead and try to climb out the survivors here. She's definitely going to get shot down before she even reaches the survivors, though. Making the final climb, gets shut down, falls back down. That'll be the end of her. Charger coming in from the back. Boomer from the side. Boomer gets pushed away after initially booming, so he doesn't have a boom. But, ooh. Elle is still popping the boomer on him for some reason.
It's because, yeah, it's because the boomer was actually being M2 back, but he was being caught on the top of the SI ladder, so he never actually dropped out. He was just able to stay up there and get the proxy.
Definitely. So, that was a funny witch spawn. I've never seen that. Looks pretty cool, though. And so I was actually going to opt to hold out here in the alley here for a little bit, trying to take most of this horde thin out at the very least before pushing forward, and they are setting up for the next side attack. It doesn't look like they're going to drop in here, but they're definitely going to hit over towards the van up ahead.
Oh, that jockey's caught himself on fire. How has he done that?
Flaming jockey.
As a Nick getting pulled and then charged up front, but getting cleared. I think that jockey, like, he must have... I don't know how he got himself on fire.
Watch out. Reloading.
I
Yeah,
imagine it's probably something to do with a burning building there, but
yeah.
I mean, he was already on fire by the time he jumped off the top of the roof.
Tank should be very shortly, and as I say it, there comes the tank spawning up here. Going to be up for dust on Team Velvet Room. So I'm trying to read my PMs while casting and camera manning. It's a little hectic. But yeah, so Tank is going to start working his way in here. And what war room are you feeling?
To avoid the curse of it being survival war room last time, we should probably take it to an effective war room and not risk a reset.
Nice double cap, 100 charger landing. But yeah, let's go ahead and send this over to, you said Survivor, right?
No,
Okay,
infected.
in fact, okay. Let's send this right over to a Velvet Room war room.
Right.
Or jump on the car.
Drive the car into them.
Keep safe for a little bit. Yeah, really far away. We have another hit coming up really soon.
They're bleeding too. You might want to play along. Just throw rocks.
I'm ready to get a hit. Can we get
One
spawns?
second. I'm ready right now.
I'm ready.
Give me a second. 3, 2, 1. Let's go now. Yeah, they're gonna low us too hard right now.
Go back to car. Get the car.
Okay.
I'm reloading.
The rock, go car.
No car. Car. You need as much time as you can to position that rock for that car.
I need help.
Ready?
Okay, let's help him out. 3, 2, 1. Let's go for it now.
I have a shell.
No! Oh my god, Ninja, you so bad.
Can you get the kill?
I just killed it.
Oh, thought I had it.
You did it.
Kill's good.
Oh my god, you got out!
Don't let that die, whatever you do. Let the AIC to spawn.
Yeah, go far away.
Tank has finally AI'd for Velvet Room there. Really nice tank in that kill on the Brev, where we saw Brev make it pretty far on the map, like 50% with only 1 HP. We're going to see Brev die early here to the car hit though, but really nice smoker pull to actually help complement that. We have a strike cap coming in here. Let me try and speed up together there. Nice double cap so far, and actually Hunter's going to kill it. Hunter could get the rebounds. He's looking for the rebounds. Not going to be able to make it, and a nice double.
Nick just saves it.
Nick hiding behind the charged survivor, like, no, Hunter, no.
And he actually got the melee ski on Ninja's Hunter, as it says on the text chat there.
And Tank will finally be shot down there by the Uzi of Coach. And so I was going to keep making their way through the map here. But at least this time they're down one survivor. You know, Brev just not being able to avoid that smoker and car. Boomer does go out onto Alice in the back though, and this should cause the rest of SI to work their way in here. Smoker, Jockey kind of hopping around, look for something to initiate onto. And they're going to go on to Nick and Coach. Jockey's the only thing that managed to land high. Smoker did get shut down early. And that'll be then an attack as Alice deals with the coming. Actually gets boomed back into the spit.
Oh god, either I was sort of looking at him, like looking at that Boomer, knew he was going to pop it, and then thought, oh god, he's got the pole behind him.
Wait. There's actually spawns that happen back there in that alley? What? They just found a set of pills in that alley back there. I've never seen that before.
I've not either, but I haven't played this map that much, admittedly, so...
I mean, I've played it, 4 days, but I scrim like 3 times every day. But I never knew that. And we're actually have the SI opting to hit here on the ladder. Charging goes gets one punch out onto Survivors. And it's pretty dark here, actually. Survivors have finally pushed down the ladder. Char's going to run back towards the ladder room. I believe this is where they should have hit initially. I don't know why they kind of threw the attack in early there. Boomer does go out, gets a nice double boom. Might be a triple boom. No, only a double. And the rest of SI will be up at the top of the ladder here. Charger goes in, gets a nice... Actually, gets chest bumped by Coach. Big Coach showing off his pecs to that Charger.
There was a reason why Coach was an athlete in his younger day.
Indeed. We'll have a Boomer going out onto, I believe, only one survivor in the back. And that's going to cause all the Horde to just funnel out onto Nick himself. And it's so disorientating, actually, first person specking someone in these tunnels. Or at least Zombie Man, because he, like, twists his mouse all around uncontrollably.
Or Zombie Man likes anything in the dark.
Oh. Dirty, dark secrets coming out here by Dragon about Zombie Man.
Oh, it's well known, trust me.
So survivors have actually managed to make it to the ladder where they were unable to make it last half, but unfortunately they're doing it with one person short. Once again, Brev kind of being, the one person that dies early. That goes a nice double charge. That's going to leave Coach out on the ladder, not able to help out his teammates, and Smoker's going to pull out onto Ellis. And actually, Coach is going to fall back down the ladder after getting cleared. Oh, but Ellis most likely is going to die here. And actually, that will be the end of the round. Jockey did land onto Dina, as Dragon said. And that'll be the end of that round there.
In distance, they were 5 points worse off, but actually, because of the Witch, they've done better than what they did before the restart. So that actually did work, only marginally, but better by that margin in Dynasty's favor so far.
Indeed, so we're going to see about, I believe it was 1,300 point spread. Let me check. Yeah, about 1,300 points, give or take like 50, 60 points. But definitely Vroom has quite a lot of catching up to do here in this third map if they want to make things happen. I mean, fourth map is another big map where you do have a lot of room for, to make stuff up, but you have to make your own stuff happen to take out the survivors, obviously. But you have quite a few chances to actually make that happen. And we're going to be going live here. Servers have opened up that safe room door. Everyone is ready up, and we're going to get this second half underway. Hopefully we don't have another no-show tank. Actually, I don't see a witch or tank percentage right now. I think the stars might have to move out a little bit more. I think they have to move out a little bit more. I hope.
I don't see it either.
No, I'm just saying I hope they have to move out a little bit more and they will spawn up. Because usually they don't.
No, because I think it's always on the spec card no matter what, even before we leave the safe room. This is...
I'm trying to be optimistic. Once again, this has never happened before, so I'm wondering why it's happening now. If it has actually happened again, that might mean that it's a running thing.
We should probably tell them.
Well, let's just let them go and see if it spawns. If it doesn't spawn, then, then obviously it's a problem. But we're going to have a smoker pull going out onto Rochelle. Charger actually misses the charge completely, but going to keep Rochelle in the spit for a little bit of damage there. And Dole kind of walks in the spit there, unfortunately.
Alright, well, I'm going to keep my eyes on the rubble spot where the witch was in the first round. Oh, she is there. The witch is there.
See, that's weird. So she is there. It's not on our spec HUD, though. But she is there. Yeah, I can hear it, too. But hopefully tank spawns. That's the one that I'm really worried about. We're going and trying to get something or make something happen there, but unfortunately nothing comes from it. And yeah, I don't see tank or witch on my spec HUD now, but I do hear her. And indeed, she's right in the rubble where she was.
And they drew her.
This could be a big hit if the SI actually make attack happen here. If they actually pull Coach off that vent onto the window, that's a lot of damage actually, just from fall damage. They're going to try and make something happen. Witch has made her way up and actually, yeah, beautiful draw crown there by Nick. That was actually kind of hectic. A lot could have happened from that.
Yeah, unfortunately for the smoker, his tongue kind of failed, so Charger wasn't able to do much initially after they all climbed up on the same ladder as each other. But yeah, I mean the Charger had another chance. He just sort of predicted it slightly wrong and went a bit too early.
Indeed, so we're gonna just keep watching survivors here, and I'm hoping this tank spawns up. I think it spawned right at the top of the staircase up ahead. So cross your fingers, everybody. Say a prayer.
Yeah.
Whatever religion you are, just do it, please. Let's just hope that this tank does spawn up here. Survivors are really holding out here, taking all the horde before progressing. I guess they do know where the tanks was. Nice quad boom going out. Jockey also managed to land. Charger got shut down, unfortunately. Smoker pull going out onto Rochelle. That's actually a pretty big Jockey not being cleared there at all early. And Ninja's going to take a lot of damage from that. Really late clear there.
Yeah, I mean, they did the best thing by shutting down the Charger immediately. It was just they kind of left that Jockey unanswered for quite a while, which was, yeah,
Thank God, tank.
Of course, yeah, it's up in the hands of you.
You. I thought you said you. I was like, I'm not a tank. I'm like, I'm spectating. I didn't realize you said ooh or ew. But yeah, so tank is up. Let's just go ahead and toss this right over to an SI war room and hear how Dynasty takes his tank.
Burning.
Okay,
I'm ready. Ready.
Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Oh,
Well,
me.
fuck. Was too short.
Let them hide then. You can go on the sides there maybe. Careful, they're taking good shit.
Push. No, okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Wow, what a rock. Okay, let's go without tank again.
Wait me.
Okay, get a position fast.
Yeah.
Okay,
You should go now.
Let's wait for Boomer. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
What?
That's later.
Fuck.
What?
You should have aimed the rock on Rochelle, because Coach was running towards her without looking. That was a very good rock there on them. You should actually made it there maybe.
I will lose the first one probably.
Then get the car maybe, then get the car maybe.
Oh, get the car in there.
Track is up. Be careful, don't die.
Good.
Just going down. Okay, wait. Wait.
Yeah,
Tell
gotta
them,
help me.
I went right now.
Get mine.
You kept someone. Get out there maybe. Find you.
Get the car maybe. Get the car.
What?
Nice.
good damage spread in there.
Nice.
Nice.
Good one.
That's actually a lot of damage.
And as Zombie Man said at the very end of that war room, that is a lot of damage. And it is exactly that. Quite the load going out onto the survivors there. And with only 1 pill left to spare and 3 bleeding out, they have a long way to go.
Got this just for you.
I mean, it looked a bit bleak there with the way that you was missing quite a few punches and wasn't close enough. He's getting slowed down quite a bit as well. But he didn't even need the car, to be honest. He focused on it a bit too much, but still managed to do just enough where he was spreading the punches and spraying the damage around almost equally. And, you know, as you said yourself, now that they're all bleeding and only 1 spare set of pills, it's not really looking good for them come the ladder chokes.
Indeed, and actually Dole crashes here with the no Steam logon glitch that we've been seeing all map. For some reason it's just imperative that it happens on this map. We're not sure why. But, so Dole has crashed, and he's actually the main holder of health bonus right now. He's the only one sitting at exactly 40 HP, I believe. And, so the SI could throw an attack right now and put him down in the slow range, or completely wipe out his health bonus because there's going to be an AI controlling him for the first couple seconds.
Yeah, and if they pay attention to what Dynasty were doing in the last round, they know there's a spare set of pills up ahead, just past this next building.
Indeed, so we're going to see, survivors just kind of trying to make their way through the map here. I don't know how far they're going to make. I'll give it to them. They could probably make it to the big long ladder up ahead. There's definitely some pills up ahead. If they were paying attention to where Dynasty found their pills, they could definitely pick up the 2 or 3 pills along the way here and pretty much make it. I mean, they haven't taken an incap yet. They're all sitting at 0 incaps and just working off the temporary health right now.
Yeah, I kind of think that even with the health they've got, they can probably make it as far as the same stage that Dynasty did. Maybe even have a slight chance of making it past that ladder choke. But I mean, it's very touch and go with the health the way it is at the moment.
Everybody's
As
got
I
to check
said,
that health.
EU was
Wait, what were you gonna say?
As I said, EU likes listening to his Bee Gees.
See, I have voice turned off in game. It's just a thing that I always do.
Alright.
So yeah. Once again, for those of you just tuning in, semifinals of the WatchL4D tournament happening right here, and it's going to be Team Dynasty representing the European community up against Vroom representing the North American scene, and he's probably going to be stuck. So Health One's going to be stuck. Alright, they are going to wait. I thought Dina said we're not going to wait. I was like, that's a little BM. Yeah, so we're just gonna wait and wait for Domite to reconnect to the server. Not really all much going on right now. I will definitely go ahead and plug the other game though. We kind of had the game scheduled somewhat, but unfortunately the table flip versus Serious Business game got pushed up to literally right now. It is live right now as I say this. So if you guys want, head over to WatchL4D.com. And I believe it's on Jacob's stream, and I think his Twitch URL is like twitch.tv/Jacob404. But definitely go over there if you want to watch both streams, or if you're more interested in that one. You know, just you leave both open. It helps us. It definitely helps show your support for the community if you do that. But yeah, that's going to be an amazing game. I heard, unfortunately, that Remix isn't going to be playing, so that's pretty big for Serious Business. It's a little unfortunate. But I'm not too sure of the exact circumstances as to why things happened the way they did. But hopefully Serious Business can make things work. But we are live here with this game yet again. And we'll see how far Vroom can manage to make this. Attack is coming in. Nice up boom to initiate attack. Hunter does land out on Ellis, and that's going to probably cause the smoker pull. Actually, his tongue gets broken by the boomer proxying on Ellis. Splitter has spit, but I believe the spit did hit the box inside the room there. And that'll be the end of the attack. Not all that much damage going out, and 3 survivors boomed.
Dole's still standing at 40 HP, not having to go slow just yet. They just need to be careful they don't trigger this alarm card, because that's the last thing they need right now.
Yeah, more horde is never a good thing. There is a pill in this alley up here to the left. I wonder if they were actually paying attention to them, though. And it does look like Rashida is going to check their and yeah, she just got that pill. Hunter is trying to actually get her inside. Nice dodge there by Rochelle. Dodging everything. Hunter, Jockey, Charger all go in the alley. Rochelle just walks out like a champ.
That looked like a circus performance where the SI was sort of like, you know, in line of each other and just trying to go for a hoop, like one after one.
And actually,
Rochelle just like shot them down.
There were 2 pills in that back alley. Literally, Alexa just ran there and grabbed set as well. So a double spawn there. Smoker trying to get the pull out on the coach as he drops down the hole. That hole actually has no way of getting back up. The servers can kind of jump and shoot the Smoker if it happens. But they have to go all the way around to the other hole and climb back up, which will definitely result in an incap and a lot of damage. Whoever climb up the ladder, they're probably going to be proxy under Rochelle. My dog's going nuts.
I think Dynasty wanted to save their SI they have at the moment for the next ladder check, because they've got a Charger, Smoker, and a Jockey, so it's the ultimate separation cap lineup. If they can have a boom, or, well, it doesn't really matter so much if they have a boom or a spitter. Unless the spitter's been blocked here too with the ladder chokes, I'm not sure.
Alright, I think my dogs have calmed down. But, yeah, I was reading chat, and, yeah, definitely, if you guys want to open up both streams, feel more than free to do that. It's definitely going to show your support from, you know, the community in a whole. And, yeah, thank you for doing it. Thanks for showing your support. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, we're going to see Vroom just trying to take this choke right here. Jockey trying to get a cheeky scratch out onto Dust. But Stars are just going to man mode their way up. Actually, Charger takes the Smoke's target. Ellis trying to get that hit. I think he got 1 hit out onto the Charger, so the Charger should be hurt. Actually, no, he didn't hit the Charger. Wait,
Dust tried getting to the top of a ladder to melee, the Charger missed and fell down the ladder and kept himself.
Actually, Smoke going to go out onto Rochelle. That could be the end of the round if Ellis doesn't manage to shoot, and indeed that will be the end of the round here. Really messy ladder climb there. Dust falling once again and keeping himself the bottom of the ladder. Not too sure what that was about.
He was just asking how and capitalizes.
I have no idea who. Not one clue. But that rhymes somehow. I'm not sure. But yeah, so we're going to see Team Dynasty up about 800 points right now. Actually, 700 points, excuse me. Coming into the map 4 here. And map 4 is a huge map. Not only in distance, but just in the crescendo and the choke in general. Like, it's pretty detrimental if you mess up here.
It is indeed, but if Velvet Room can be the ones to make Dynasty make those mistakes and make up a points advantage here, then it will help so much for the finale. Where if it's still like a 500 points difference come the finale, it's gonna go anyway. Still, you can still go towards any team, but Dynasty will be looking here to put as much space as they can between themselves and Velvet Room because of the finale and the fact that it can give so many points for such a short map.
Wait, not to derail here, but you're from Richmond upon Thames? Richmond?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. I just saw your location.
Sometimes gets my location wrong. I'm not actually from anything that they say.
Richmond upon Thames. That's weird.
I don't even know specifically where that is. I'm guessing that's somewhere around the London area because that's where the River Thames is. But yeah, I'm not fucking from Richmond upon Thames, so server screws up there, not me.
Getting a little defensive there, Dragon.
Well, I love it. It just keeps saying I'm from Richmond upon Thames and Hampshire, then like Buckinghamshire. I'm like, I'm not from either of those. How is it deciding that?
SI attack coming in for Velvet Room. Actually, one of the stars was briefly stuck outside the safe room, but nothing coming from. But the SI do manage to get inside the safe room. Jockey Hunter, and actually do a little bit of damage out onto Dynasty. Spitter's going to go ahead and block the safe and keep two survivors boxed in there for a few more seconds. And they're going to be able to bust out there. But still, a nice brief amount of damage. Definitely should have been a lot better, though. SI might have jumped the gun a little bit too early on that attack.
Well, it was very well shut down by Dynasty. Great damage mitigation there. Only taking slight scratches from the SI. And they have a witch up already. It's an early witch.
Yeah, and she should be right up around that camper up if I do believe so. And yeah, she's actually right in the bush. So that's going to be a little bit of a weird shot for the survivors to make. And actually, they have to really overextend past that corner, which might end up with an easy smoker pull. And Alice is looking for the witch. He does see her. And they're going to go for that draw. And he actually misses the first shot completely. And the second shot does connect. She's working away. As a Charger working from the back with the boomer. Smoker gets a nice pull. And that's going to be a nice double cap.
It could have easily been a tri-cap if the Charger hadn't missed his charge at point blank raid.
Yeah, you got it, boy.
Indeed. And
in fact, if a Charger landed, that would have actually helped the Witch get the kill, get the in cap at least.
Every little bit counts. And yeah, survivors are working their way up here towards the infamous bridge. It has been nerfed a little bit to make it a little bit more easy for the survivors. But, yeah, some people have said that it was kind of needed because it was just really hard to initiate the event. But Hunter's going to get a nice pounce on Kush. This might just be a sack, and indeed it is. The rest of the SI will be holding for this bridge hit. And I guess they just wanted to sack that Hunter probably for a jockey.
It seems like they are aiming for a lineup designed for either separation or like a massive result here, like some type of death charge or whatever they can do here. And I've just seen now the crate. I can see that additional prop they've placed to prevent that death charge from happening so easily. But if they can land like a multi-charge, they can fling someone over the edge. I mean, that would do just as good.
Spitter does get shut down very early, though. Gets spit out, but still gets killed off, so it will be one SI down. It's not the big SI, though. The big SI are the ones that are still up. Smoker with the Charger and Jockey. Actually, Nick jumps off the ladder, kills himself. Zombie Man is dead. And that's one of the things about this actual event, as Zombie Man says, the box. Actually, it's going to also be a Death Charge onto Rochelle. And that's going to be a Jockey and a Coach. That's going to be an and there's going to be a spawn coming up very shortly here. And it's actually going to be a Hunter. This could be then if the Hunter does go, but no, he waits. They do have that possibility of a double cap right now. But, yeah, when this or actually, if they're not gonna wipe here, but let me just explain this. This box here is kind of in a bad spot, as Zombie Man did point out. You can't go straight down the ladder because you clip onto this box, and then when you press spacebar, you jump off, so it doesn't work out all that well. But I was told basically the only way to really dismount that ladder is actually to go off to the side, like actually hold left and just go off the ladder, or you can jump, but you have to hold W, so you keep going forward. And you don't jump off the base.
I remember now from CCT2 actually. They couldn't jump. They couldn't press space. There is a double cap though. Barrow's going to be white, but remembering back to CCT2, I remember Purple. I was saying this. If you press spacebar off that ladder, you jump off and die anyway, regardless of the crate. If you're high enough up that little ladder and you press spacebar, you could just jump over the edge and die if you were careless enough.
Indeed. So unfortunately, Dynasty do meet their end there at the ladder that is the main choke point of this map. And yeah, so now we're see if Velvet Room can actually manage to make it past that choke. I don't even think it's the choke that you have to worry about. It's the ladder. Like the ladder is that's the threat. It's like one misclick, one mispressed key. If you hit that spacebar, you're dead. So things just got a little bit interesting actually, because there's only a 1,300 point difference. This map is worth, I believe, 700. No, 800 actually. So if
oh god, it's true. Someone just messaged me that only a good friend of mine just messaged me that Zombie Man's net is cut out.
Oh no.
And in fact, Oni's the one who's telling me that he might be the one asked to sub in for Zombie Man. That's going to be quite. It's going to be quite a substitution, but it can also be quite a major blow to Dynasty here. I mean, that's nothing to say against Oni. It's just that Zombie Man is the main caller of Dynasty. He makes all the decisions, like the good ones, and even the unconventional ones, which do pay off, in big dividends. So this is a real shift in power here. I think this is probably a major comeback for Velvet Room on the cards here. As long as they don't screw up, they could really profit from this.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, Zombie Man losing Zombie Man is a huge blow. Zombie Man's a very skilled player. He's also one of the funnier players. And, he can keep that morale up even if you're down by 2,000 points. He can be like, no, guys, don't worry. I will make love to you after game. Just win. I can't do his accent. I don't know what I'm trying to do. But he's a good guy, and it sucks that his internet does cut out. I think it's something on the router. He literally has a time limit. It cuts out at like 10 o'clock or something. I forget what the exact time is. It might be 12.
I think before anyone can make love to Zombie Man, I think he requires a down payment of waxing your nipples up front.
I do remember that about him as well, actually. But, yeah, so we're just waiting here for Dynasty to get their next sub, who is going to be Oni, actually. You were correct. He's connecting from Glasgow City, Great Britain. And actually his rate set to 100 -1, 60,000. That is the weirdest rate set I've ever seen. I've never seen a -1.
I have not seen that either, actually.
A -1. So he's giving the server information and not taking anything in return. No, you can keep your updates. But, yeah, so we're going to see Velvet Room over here on the second half of the third map. And actually, no, fourth map, I lied. I get these maps all mixed up. But yeah, this is going to be an absolutely huge round here for Velvet Room. With the loss of Zombie Man, they do have the chances of making a comeback here. Only 1,300 points down. Map alone is 800. Is it 800? Let me check. It is 800, okay. And, I mean, health bonus, 1,600 to start off with. If they can make it with like a 300 or 400 health bonus, that's a pretty close game. That'll be absolutely tremendous. Down 300 going to the finale, and this finale is pretty easy, so chances of making it are pretty big as well. And this attack does go in. It's back into safe and very safely, though. Hunter trying to work his way and get skied there by Rochelle, and the only thing left up is the jockey in the hands of Ew, and he's going to die late here, but gets to latch out onto Rochelle. But that's going to mess up the spawns a little bit, and Soros might just opt to rush the Witch here.
They could do that, but I don't actually think they've got enough time to do it, and not enough distance either. They're still quite a bit of a way away from the Witch's position. And at least, Smoker's already up. 3 of them are already up now, and the 4th and final one's about to get a spawn any second now. So yeah, they have a Spitter, Charger, Hunter, and Smoker. They got a full attack up for this Witch.
Yeah, and Zervs are just going to wait it out here. They're going to clear out those common that are trickling in from behind. Dust is going to just creep up, see what he can see probably. And Rochelle should be the one to draw a Crowner, as she is the only one with the shotgun. So big play here coming in from Dole, looking for this crown on the Witch. Actually, he's going to do it. He's going to run up and get this. Gets a crown. Huge shot there by Dole. Big play. And Smoker also gets shut down very quickly. And the RSS are just going to trickle in one by one. And that'll be in the attack. Huge play there by Dole, completely faking out the SIs. I thought he was going to go for the draw crown. And my camera just smoothed right into a house. Good job.
Well, the moment of truth will be coming up very shortly for Velvet Room. Will they feel any pressure at that moment up to the bridge, and with that infamous ladder and crate right there?
Another attack is going to work its way in here. It's Hunter trying to make something happen. Gets that top. Boomer spawning on top of the seat of the vehicle, and it does get piled there, but not before managing to land a nice boom out onto Coach. And that's going to leave him with 2 SI up, and Survivors might decide to get a little bit ballsy here and try to push up this ladder up ahead, maybe trigger the event even.
Oh, they could do it. They still got quite a bit of time. I would recommend that they hurry up, just so they don't give the Charger a chance to come up too early. And actually, they're not going to because it's a Hunter. And now they get a Charger, now that the jockey died.
And this should be interesting because I don't know what the Survivors are going to actually opt to do here. If they're actually going to stay in the back or decide to actually go forward. Smoker has spawned, looking for pull onto us. Gets the pull, but only at ledge hangs. And Hunter does land out. And Coach Mike getting incapped here. He's not down yet, but he might go down one more punch. And he actually gets the charge onto Lexi. All the SI are down, though, so the Survivors should have an easy time picking up the teammates. Rochelle would actually probably... I don't know what Rochelle's doing. Rochelle's just kind of standing there. I was going to say Rochelle might just want to actually spit completely miss it after bouncing off the railing. It went right down the hill. It hit this little railing piece that's sticking out. And so, yeah, we're going to see Survivors actually manage to make it past this oh-so-dreaded ladder choke point. The ladder of death, if you will. And, yeah, Survivors going to hit this event. Beautiful health, if I do say so. And actually, an 1152 health bonus to be exact. But they do have to make it past this crescendo. Which the only real death charge spot right here is actually this little part right here. But Survivors will be able to clear it fairly shortly.
I like what Velvet Room are doing. They're actually jumping in sequence so that at least one guy always has his head in view of those spawns and blocking them. But now they have to keep pushing this carriage forward. Jockey and Smoker briefly landing for a double cap. Boomer's still going to spawn and eventually getting that triple boom. It's not going to make much of a difference though because there's already a horde going.
People in chat saying Velvet Room about to come back. Indeed, it's a very distinct possibility right now with only the tank staying in the way right now. This choke is almost over. Let me see you guys in chat. Raise those dongers. Raise those hands. Flip those tables. All those little twat...
What are you trying to say?
I don't know. I'm not going to repeat what I just said if Dragon didn't hear it. I meant to say all those little Twitch emoticons that you guys do, but in A, replace the I in Twitch, and I cut out the CH. And I just... Don't worry about it, guys. I didn't say anything. But yeah, let me see you guys raise those dongers, all those things that Twitch chats do. Show your support for Velvet Room. Trying to make the comeback here. Another attack coming in. Hunter does land, but Charger actually stumbles him off. Jockey lands on the dust. That's going to be a bit of damage out onto Alice, who is part of the health bonus. And actually, Ninja takes a good 40-45 damage from that attack itself. I'm still laughing. I'm trying not to laugh. Survivors are going to keep pushing the way up here. Tank will spawn at 71%, so we should see it spawn up in about 10 seconds here at Mac. And, yeah, actually, I'm being told to respec here, so give me 1 second. Scores never seem to fix themselves. But they are fixed now, so Velvet Room is down only 800 points coming into this next attack. And actually, Hunter's going to take the smoke target. Coach will have a few god frames there. Actually, it's pulled back into spit there, and that's going to be a little bit more damage. Tank is not up yet, but should be up very shortly. Please, Tank, don't make me a liar. Alright, when they hit that... When they hit that train car, it's going to spawn. Watch this. Come on, come on. Do it. Do it. Tank made me a liar. Yo, Tank better spawn. If Tank does not spawn, I will be a very unhappy camper. But Tank does spawn, making me a liar yet again in the hands of Oni for Dynasty. Huge tank here. I cannot stress this enough. If this tank does not wipe and does not do damage that is required here, Velroom's going to make a comeback, and it's going to be in big fashion. So it's going to be a huge round for Velroom, and let's just go ahead and toss this right over to a Dynasty War Room and see what they're doing with this tank.
Wait, wait.
Don't punch it in totally yet.
Yeah, yeah.
They're running back, they're running back.
Go.
You gotta follow them.
Yeah, I'm calling. No, stop moving.
Oh my god.
Luring all
They,
the way
they
back.
will run totally back, so you will get...
Yeah, I'm only
Oh,
punching the log. Like, I'm running forward and punching
Okay,
the
yeah,
log.
yeah, okay, well...
If I miss the
that's-
log, I'm not taking it with me.
Go on, strength quick.
Oh, another boomer.
Sorry,
Brad,
man.
don't do it. Wait for the tank to go in.
Yeah, yeah.
Go,
Doesn't matter.
Go. You have to
Just-
go, yeah. Go on.
What a silly tank, though.
I pull him. Just punch him.
No,
Nice boom.
You go for it. Yeah.
Wait. Incap him. Incap him. Okay,
Go,
he's incap.
go.
chill.
Wait. Get this incap as well. Can you get it?
Yeah,
Nice. Let's go.
Come on, last.
I will pull
Keep
him.
it live, keep it live.
Oh no. Oh, okay. Fuck.
What is that?
Stay alive with the Chuckies. Let's stay alive. Yeah. Chill.
And we are back from that worm, but a huge tank there by Brev coming out, getting a nice, basically double kill, one incap out on the, or it was Oni, my bad. But regardless, a huge tank, basically getting the kill off onto Nick after downing him, and actually punting Rochelle off the bridge. And that's going to leave Velroom with only 2 players alive for the rest of this map, and this could very well end up in a wipe now. It will actually most likely end up in a wipe, as Lexi is sitting at only, I believe, like 7 HP right now. And we're going to have coming in and charging, actually punches Coach and then charges Alice. So beautiful heads up play there, getting basically the double incap, and Smoke is going to go ahead and latch on to Alice, and this will be the end of the round here. Velroom actually unfortunately not being able to make the comeback in the 4th map that they needed. But they can still do it in the final map, but they have to wipe with this tank, and this tank is atrocious. Like, this is a hard tank to wipe with.
Yeah, I mean, the way that Velroom got wiped there was kind of ironic, because they kind of got wiped because of the hittable, despite the fact that the hittable wasn't even used to get a straight in cap. Basically because the survivors decided to push back, knowing that Oni was getting the log up, but he actually lost the log, and that wasn't really the problem for Oni. He was still able to go in and rely on the support of the smoker and the boomer to try and start up the survivors nicely. I mean, they managed to get Nick separated up at the front, and then Rochelle like death punch off the bridge. But I think if the survivors would have been better off if they just stayed around the train area at the front, and just sort of like see what the tank did with the hittable, and if he lost it, then that's the leeway to go and punish the tank and get that chip and kill him. But they put themselves in a really tight spot by going back and risking the bridge there. I don't really think that was something they should have ever considered. They should just try and stay forward, even if there was the risk of a log. Otherwise, looking at now, see with hindsight, it was far more preferable to stay forward.
Yeah, I mean, with that tank, in my personal experience, I actually like staying up front with that tank and actually pushing up towards those cement bags and the barrels up ahead. You can juke the log pretty easily around there. I mean, if he gets a good hit and hits it right over the top of the cement bags and barrels, then it's unfortunate, but...
Got a question. It says no flow witch. Isn't Promo supposed to have a witch in every map?
No, this is one of those maps where there is no witch at all. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a witch at all.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so I was shut down the first attack with ease. Huge explosion as the plane does go ahead and crash into the, I guess it's like a fireworks factory or something. Because there's like 1,000 explosions that happen from it. So, not too sure what it is. But survivors will continue to make it through the map here. Tank spawns at the same point every time. No matter what percentage it does say, it's always like around the exact same, like 5%.
Yeah, I'm guessing Montoya Manufacturing deals in some kind of fireworks or explosives.
Oh, is that what it actually says on it?
No, it just says Montoya Manufacturing, like by the mural in front, but I don't actually know what it's supposed to be manufacturing. There is a nice charge at the front going on Nick. Brev taking up a lot.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, it sounded like your mic cut out for a second at the end there. I want to make sure you don't like drop your internet or something. But yeah, a lot of damage going on to Brev here. And for people that think this map is actually over, it's really not. Because this crescendo is incredibly easy to make and with large health bonuses at that. Like, I've seen teams make this map with 1,000 health bonus and higher. And that's not obviously including map distance. This crescendo is incredibly easy. The horde's actually been thinned out more from what I saw last night. And I don't know how true that is, but everyone seemed to think the same thing. We're going to have a tech coming in here onto survivors. I believe it was a nice double, and there is a car, but these cars actually aren't killable. One tank punch hits, pretty much.
Rochelle is separated, and she's... Wow, she can just run around the back. Oh, Tank actually had a real chance there. If he had just closed in on Rochelle instead of using the car, she could have got corner there, and that could have been a kill. A big opportunity on begging there by Tank.
Indeed. And actually, I didn't throw it in a war room right there because usually the Storas make it back to where they are right now with relative ease. And unfortunately, they did eat that hit. And I thought it was going to be a big hit. And I was like, ready to interrupt you and switch it over. But, you know, Rochelle got out of there in good, in pretty much a skilled manner. I didn't even know you could get back there. So, good map awareness. But Tank is going to commit right now in the hands of Dust for Velverum. Huge tank. They need a wipe here. It's going to be pretty hard, but let's just go ahead and throw it over to them.
Top now in 3, 2, 1, now. About to die.
Oh my god! It's good damage.
Nice.
And we are back. Pretty short war room there, but a lot of damage actually going out onto Dynasty, and this might end up spelling the wipe here at some point.
That was actually a bloody good result for Velvet Room there. They needed that damage so badly. You don't never really expect a wipe in that area at all for any sort of tank. But the damage they did, you know, they've only got one guy left who's on perm health. The other 3 are bleeding. It's a short finale, but if the SI work together with the hordes that just never stop, they can really do something. They catch a nice charge, a pickup charge right there. You didn't really take that much damage despite being captain, running a little bit in spit.
Yeah, definitely, and I mean, I feel actually bad for Velvet Room because I heard the charger connect. I was first person in the tank, but I heard the charger connect, but I guess he got leveled? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe there was a level that went out.
I didn't actually see it. I see the charger actually catching someone and then capping them in the corner. So he must have landed. I don't think he got leveled. Just zombie man just messaging saying, gonna slap my D on that net.
But beautiful try boom, got that charger actually taking the smoked survivor there and getting a nice bit of damage out onto Oni. Brev is also slow now, so it's going to put 2 of them down the slow range. And if they can manage to kill off Oni, Brev, or even just take out the health bonus that U is holding, they can make back a lot of points if they can, you know, once again make this helicopter. Speaking about Velvet Room.
Well, I mean, Oni's in trouble. I mean, they've got no spare pills so far, and he's about to go down. And he's already been in cap once. So the next time he gets back up, he'll be black and white. We've got Brev going a bit toward that stage himself, actually. He's about 10 HP. I actually looked like he took quite a bit of friendly fire damage. Oni goes down. Brev is going to be... He's about to be 1 HP any second. And now he goes down too.
I was actually confused as to why Brev didn't go down in that previous attack and actually just went down right now. Because Brev got pounced by that hunter, but Spitter didn't spawn up to, you know, put the spit down on him, which would have been an end cap in a pretty rough spot actually. But unfortunately the Spitter for some reason didn't spawn up. They do find a pill and give it to Oni here, so the black and white survivor will have quite a bit of health still on him, but Brev still is in the danger zone. He is black and white as well, but Ito finds yet another set of pills, gives it to Brev, and they're just going to start beefing up on pills here and try to make it to this final helicopter. Attack coming out here, beautiful pull going out, gets cut though. Charger gets shut down immediately. They do trigger the alarm car and boom goes out onto Rochelle. It's going to be a lot of horde. Actually hitting the alarm cars here calls a lot more horde. Like, it's literally like 3 times the amount of horde that is normally here.
Is it? Because I always was under the assumption the commons already had a max limit. They couldn't actually go above 30 or something. I don't know how much it is, and I can't remember how much it is in Pro Mod, but...
Well, no, like what we just saw, like literally 2 seconds ago, how there were like only 5 horn on the map. Like that's how it normally is during this crescendo, but now with all of these common, like you can tell it's way different from what they've been fighting up to this point, like working their way up to here. Like it's just a much bigger difference. Charger goes in and actually managed to land onto Ellis, and Spit also lands out onto Coach. It's going to be a lot of damage onto the health bonus, but survivors can still make it. Obviously, the SI are down. The helicopter is literally like 40 feet away or something like that. And yeah, survivors are going to make their way over to the helicopter and limp their way in there. Actually, all limping at this point. And yeah, there's 1 survivor, 2 survivor, and Nick should be in there very shortly. He's backing in, he's backing in, he's trying to get in. He finally gets in. And yeah, survivors do manage to make it. Unfortunately, the health bonus is actually pretty low. Only a 180 health bonus coming from that. And that kind of leaves the door open, but that's a pretty big health bonus. Like that will have to be one of the biggest health bonuses I think either of us have ever seen on this map.
Well, despite what the tab screen says, the distance for this map is only actually 700, so that lowers the potential max points for this map from 2400 to actually being 2100. And they need to claw back. They need to win this map. They need to score about 1410 points, so they need at least 50% bonus. No witch either, so they have to score 710 bonus when reaching the chopper with all 4 survivors alive.
Yeah, I mean, once again though, this tank is easy, this crescendo is relatively easy, but they have to do work here. First attack comes in, charge misses completely, Smoker gets cleared immediately as well. Ninja takes 4 damage, and that's all the damage that Dynasty's going to see here. I'm pulling for Velvet Room, I gotta say. I would love to see a comeback here. It's going to be huge if they do it. Like, that's an absolutely massive, detriment to come back from.
For some reason my spec that's not working. I'm guessing it's probably the same here.
Yeah, mine's working. Maybe try respectating and then spec it again.
No, there we go.
Indeed, so we're going to see another attack works way here. Smoke gets a pull onto Coach, gets cleared immediately though. Hunter gets dead stuff, the Brother Shell and shut down. Jockey gets meleeed in the face there by Coach as well. And Boomer actually laying a nice tri-boom on survivors. And that can be a good or a bad thing here. Boomer's still alive, gets proxied onto Coach finally. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of a good thing and kind of a bad thing because the Horde kind of is focused now on 3 people, where Rochelle can now just run ahead freely. And she could get the tank up, but instead she's kind of staying in the back and shooting comment. I'd probably like to see her just try and run, but now Nick's going to do that and run ahead, get the tank spawned up, and tank will be for Oni of Dynasty. And this could be a big tank. I mean, survivors right now are sitting at a 13-16 health bonus. So, pretty big. Obviously, tank still hasn't committed. Another SI attack working his way in here. Charger goes for a charge, misses completely. And that will be the rest of the SI up and down. And I think we should just go ahead and toss this over to a Dynasty War Room. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Depends.
You want it all?
You know, the cars actually like to move.
Oh,
damn it.
that's out of play. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Can you go maybe, Breath?
Yeah, wait a
Sorry.
second. Yeah, there's no hard anyways, I guess. I think you just
Yeah, you have to go in.
You hold someone last, maybe?
punch this on one side and then
Yeah.
you commit to the other. Hold some
might
LOS
have
maybe, hold some LOS because we need to spawn from. Don't. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Will need support.
Ready?
Guys.
Help him.
I'll pull.
How did I miss that? Oh my god, sorry dude. I was looking the completely wrong way.
Incap him. One more.
Yeah,
Melee behind you, melee. Nice, one more. Oh,
I was hoping to hit Alice.
It's okay.
And tank is done, and they're sitting at a 660 health bonus right now, but that's before Coach gets up. Coach is picked up, and the health bonus will drop up to, or jump up to a 932. That's like on the brink of what they need. Like, what did you say, 910?
No, they need 710 bonus, so they still got like just over 200 in reserve for what they actually need. This is going to be very, very tense.
Yeah, this is possible. I mean, that's a lot of health out there to take out for another 200 and you know, some other drop off.
Oh, wow. Velvet Room actually did the smart thing there. They decided to surprise the SI by climbing over that top of that bus there. The Charger and the Spitter was weighing around the corner, and then they realized that with the Survivors going on top, there's nothing they could do. So they've had to relocate up the front.
I mean, the big things here is Velvet Room really needs to avoid all the spit. Like, there is a spit here, and it's a beautiful hit that has potential to do a lot of damage, but they have to really shut down these SI attacks coming in. Jockey, Charger, Hunter working their way in here. Hunter lands onto Ellis, and Charger looking for a punch, doesn't get the punch, but Spitter does go down to Ellis, and that is a little bit of the health bonus. Let's see what they're at right now. They're at 892, so they're still 180 points up of what they need. And there's going to be like 4 more attacks, I'm going to say. Like, yeah, probably 4 or 5 more attacks. And if they can preserve it, if they can make Dolomite just eat the attacks, this could happen. And Survivor's making...
I think the pressure's now on SI, I think, to be honest, because this is actually an easy map. They've already got the tank out of the way. It's all on the SI now to do something.
Charger, actually, everyone went for Dolomite, completely banging that tech. Dolomite takes the entire hit, only dropping the health bonus by about 20 points, I believe. Actually, no, it might go back up a little bit. No, actually, it's going to stay at 888. So, literally, 1 health bonus being dropped off from that tech. And there's only about 2 more attacks that the SI have. If they cannot shoot a car alarm.
No, they've only got 1 more attack, I think. There isn't enough distance for them to have 2 attacks. Everything rides on this first attack now.
Yeah, this is literally the last hit. If they can survive without taking another 170 points worth of health bonus damage, this could be a huge upset here. Boomer gets a long-range boom out onto Coach. This is huge. The SI are not able to find their spawns right now. They could just be waiting. Smoker does have to spawn up in the back here. They're letting Dolomite just tank the common as he's own boomed, and he's not health bonus. That's beautiful for them. They have a Charger, Smoker, and...
Oh, what?
Server crash?
Is the server crashing? Oh,
no! You can't do this.